the fourth wall.
Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to the Dirt Sheet Radio post-Raw Rewind show for July the 15th, 2024. We are halfway through July already. We are just weeks away from the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. But we are here to talk about Monday Night Raw. I am Tyler, the pro wrestling hipster, here for Dirt Sheet Radio. And here with me, of course, is...
How's it going, guys? It's Caesar, as always, hanging out, talking with Tyler, the pro wrestling hipster. I got it right. And hanging out, talking about Raw, especially with like this episode of this evening. Wow.
Yeah, that was... All right, so this was a 3-hour episode of Raw, and it was 3 hours. And it went for 3 hours. But hey, you know what?
Just to clarify.
It was 3 hours. Before we talk about tonight's main event and the non-finish that it had, I do want to give a big shout out to our partner on the web out there, comicbookclick.com. That's comicbookclick.com/Dirt Sheet Radio for all of your comic book, pop culture, and professional wrestling needs. Live updates during shows, lots of articles, lots of fun. Check it out. Make it your homepage. Check it out multiple times a day, just like we do. Not because we're legally obligated. Not right now. No, we're not legally obligated.
Add it up.
No, we do it because we love it. We do it because we love to do it. But and while you're over there, folks, go ahead and check out our newest sponsor, NordVPN. If you sign up through our site with NordVPN for 1 full year, you receive 72% off that first month. You didn't hear me wrong. 72% off that first month. That is massive savings. They will know where you're at on the web, guys. Be a mystery. Be an enigma. Never let them know where you're coming from. Caesar, what are you spraying over there?
Icy hot patch.
All right. NordVPN cannot help with that. And Icy Hot is unfortunately not a sponsor of ours. You're not supposed to breathe it in, Caesar. You're not supposed to breathe it in.
I have a fan off screen that's spraying me with it. That's why.
Fair enough.
I know.
Fair enough. All right. But thank you, guys. Go over to the site. Sign up for NordVPN. Check it out. Not right now. Like Caesar said, wait till after the show. Do it. All right.
But tap us up at the same time. That'd be cool too.
I can do both at once. If you're good at multitasking, do it. I'm not good at multitasking. That's why, I struggle sometimes. And you watch it live every week, and we love you for it. But, Caesar, we got to talk about tonight's main event, man. We didn't have a lot of announced matches going into the 3-hour program this evening.
Can I say this right now? Just to be this guy?
Yeah.
I'm not even remotely surprised this happened, how it happened. As soon as they announced Zayn Dragunov, I'm like, there's no way in hell this ended in a normal match. If it ended like a normal match, it'd be very surprising. But this ending was not surprising. So.
No, it wasn't. And I, every week when I do the little Raw write-up going into the show.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, there we are. That's us and them. Oh, there we are. There. But every week going into the show, I always write a bunch of goofy questions as part of the Raw preview. And this week, one of the questions was, a little less goofy. Was how long into the match will it be before Braun Breaker attacks? And it was about 12 minutes, if you're curious. So the match was great leading up to the disqualification portion of it. Ilya Dragunov and Sami Zayn put on a good match, which you'd expect them to. They're both fantastic. And it was good. But, here's the thing, though. I knew it was going to be a good match, but I had a really hard time all day, all evening, during Raw, during the match. I had a hard time getting really excited about it and being that invested in it because, Caesar, like you said, you knew exactly where this was going to go and how it was going to go. And that's fine. And that's fine sometimes. But, I knew all day it wasn't going to have a GD finish. And apparently when I get more upset, I have a harder time cursing. That's what I just learned. But I knew it wasn't going to have a finish all day. And it's just so I had a hard time being excited about this match. Because I'm like, look, even if it's cool, it's going to be a good match for what? I thought maybe 5 to 7 minutes, and then Breaker comes in and destroys everybody. He even said he was going to.
I don't know if you saw the part where Breaker's doing his build-up to his spear, but was one part where he runs by Sami and almost touches him to line him up, and then goes back across the ring again, and then connects with the spear. That was actually pretty funny. Like, watch,
Very
you'll see it
fast.
here. He goes, like, off there. It's not here. In a second here, you'll see it. See? He, like, touched him for a second as he ran by.
So it's like when the Flash ran around the world to continuously punch Lex Luthor. I almost said Lex Luger. Thank you, Professional Wrestling. The Flash did not ever fight Lex Luger, American hero Lex Luger.
Let's go look it up.
But like clearly, we're going towards a triple threat at SummerSlam.
There's no way in hell they wouldn't be doing a triple threat. Like, what else could you do?
Now, do you finally put the belt on Breaker at SummerSlam? Is that what you would do if you had the pencil, Caesar?
I would take it off of Zayn for sure, but they're both good contenders, both guys. Because, like, if you put it on Breaker, what do you do with Dragunov? If you put it on Dragunov, what do you do with Breaker? Oh, I know. Change his music for the 50th time. They didn't do it tonight. He still has the same music, but you know what I'm saying.
He needs better music. We're going to talk about some music thing that pissed me off a little bit later, but that's not.
I know what you're talking about. I'll let you save it.
We'll get to that when we get to that. But I look forward to that match, but it's just like I said, like I'm fine with predictability for the most part, especially if it makes sense within the scope of the story. Like the hero wins, it's like there's predictability in fiction. It's just part of it. But
you don't want it to be so obvious. What you're saying?
Well, and it's just like, and I figured too, like as Raw was going on the air, I'm just like, okay, this is probably gonna be the main event, which means there's a non-finish for a main event. And I have a little bit of issue with that too. As WWE was pretty good there for a while about not promising a match and then not really delivering it, and they're starting to do that a little bit more often now. And I'd like to see them kind of pull back on that a bit, but we are, I don't know, this, like I said last week, that it felt kind of like a maintenance show as we were pivoting towards SummerSlam.
Yeah, we
this also felt that way. That felt this way tonight too.
But maybe we'll be lucky, and this is one of those like build up weeks that is garbage, but the actual show will be completely insane.
I mean, SummerSlam should be good. It's SummerSlam, It's a little bit north of me. It's in my state of Ohio, but it's in Cleveland. I'm in Columbus, guys. I will not be going to Cleveland.
How far is that? I'm actually curious.
From where I am.
If you went from Columbus to Cleveland, like how far is that?
About 2.5 hours.
Oh, that's nothing.
It's nothing. It's nothing. I just don't want to go to Cleveland.
Nobody does. I'm just kidding. I don't even know. No, I've never been. I'm an Ohio resident, so I can say this. It is often referred to as the mistake by the lake. That's rough.
It's Cleveland. Cleveland, just like every city's got some lovely, wonderful parts. I miss the days of the Gund Arena when WWF would go there, but I'm not going to disparage Cleveland too much.
I went to Cleveland once while I lived in Ohio for a few months. I lived in Dayton. We drove up to Cleveland to do.
You lived in Dayton, huh?
I did live in Dayton. It wasn't fun. This guy wants to know if Diamond Mysterio defeated Jey Uso. I don't know. But Jey Uso did defeat Dominic. We'll talk about that later. But I did want to bring up the fact that I went to Cleveland for a AIW show. It was in the back of a bar. I was like, oh, I didn't know this was going to be this way. Anyway, after on the way to the show, we called an Uber, and the guy pulls up in a car with a cracked windshield. His navigation was an iPod Touch, and he tried to drop us off around the corner from where he picked us up. This is what I will take with me from Cleveland for the rest of my life.
Damn.
Wow. So I always kind of regretted not making it up there for any AIW shows.
Okay.
I regret that a little.
It was a good show. It was a good show. It was very fun. I thought it was going to be in the building they always do it in, but it was like it was at a bar, which is fine. The drinks were cheap and it was fun. I got to see Sabu at the bar. That was actually really sad. That actually reminded me of like a scene in The Wrestler. I was like, oh gosh.
See, that's a sad drinking with Wrestler story. Like, that's like the opposite of where I handed Truth Martini a beer and he hugged me and I thought he was going to cry. Like,
no, this was depressing, very sad.
No, that's all right. So let's talk about happier things. Braun Breaker's a beast. I think he should be IC champion coming out of SummerSlam. No offense, Sammy, but somebody had to get the belt off of Gunther, and
no, I agree.
We kind of figured whoever got that belt off of Gunther wasn't going to hold it super duper long. But yeah, I'd like to see that go to Breaker, let him go on a tear, and then let Hela chase him for it. There you go. That's what Hela can do, and Sammy can figure something else out.
Take some time off.
You know, he deserves a little time away.
Oh yeah,
he's been at it for quite some time.
Not even like if like a year away, just like a few months. Go put his feet up, play some golf. Disappear.
Does he golf?
I don't know. I'm Western Canadian, not Eastern.
Is there like some bad blood between the Eastern Canucks and the Western?
No, I'm just being a smartass.
Okay, I don't know, dude. I don't know that like the socioeconomic politics of Canada.
You told me
I'm an American. I'm barely aware of what happens outside these borders.
Are you a real American?
That's a Jesus Christ.
If you guys get the reference, it's even better.
They better. They're all wrestling fans watching this. But you know what? Let's get back to Raw. Caesar, is there anything else on tonight's main event or the vicious attack of Braun Breaker that occurred after? Or shall we hop around?
The only thing I want to say is that I hope they do the right thing at SummerSlam with these three. That's it.
It'll be a great match.
Picture's distracting.
You okay? They are doing it. I have to get the bonk every week. Every fucking week, man. Every week. But all right, so we are going. Thank you for removing that. It froze his brain. All right, so we are going
what's up with it?
We're going to hop around to the start of tonight's show tonight. Tonight's Monday Night Raw came to us from apparently the former home of Johnny Dirtsheet, Dayton, Ohio. They were at the Nutter Center in Dayton, Ohio. John, you lived in Dayton, so you remember like how the towns were laid out, right? Like you go through Dayton and then Marion and then Divorce. That's the way the towns go. That's my Ohio joke, guys.
I was gonna say I only remember the drug addicts.
Oh. Yeah, so my only Dayton experience, other than when I used to do murder mystery shows, I did dinner theater for a while. Yeah, that's right, guys. I have a theater background. I also went to Dayton for a Ring of Honor show. I went to Dayton for a Ring of Honor show, and I didn't go back.
Oh, no, I was going to say, they used to get the best Ring of Honor shows back in the day.
Dude, I got to see, Jesus Christ, his name just fell out of my head. Chris Hero, there we go. Chris Hero and AJ Styles. It was awesome. Like,
yo, where's he been lately, Chris Hero?
I don't know.
Chris Hero works backstage at AEW. He does not wrestle anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
last time I saw him was in NXT, that was like years ago.
When he was Cassius Ohno.
Yeah.
Last time he was on TV was during the Brawl Out footage.
Oh no.
Man. That's why they aired it. Getting him on TV. That's why. Get him some of those sweet royalties. But folks, we were live from Dayton, Ohio tonight. The show opened up with a quick little video package recapping the history between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio, getting everyone caught up, which was really cool. I always appreciate when this, obviously, we're very well versed in what's going on here, but you know, it was like when they did that like long ass Bloodline video a couple years ago now, or a year and a half, whatever that was, where like it was on YouTube and it like did the entire story. It was great, but it was cool. Caught everybody up, and that cut us backstage to Rhea Bloody Ripley, who got the long follow walk in entrance tonight, which was really, really rad to see. So she makes her way out to the ring, declares that Mami's home. Got a great pop, good reaction. We've talked about this. She was already getting a face reaction before she went out with injury. And she went out there and she called out Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
But Liv Morgan wasn't who answered the call first. It was her beloved Dirty Dom, Daddy Dom, whatever you want to call
him.
I'm
not calling him that.
No, fair enough.
Oh my
Possibly
God,
Eddie's
the
child.
similarities.
I said this earlier tonight too. Like that reminded me of using the roses as a weapon. On it was No Mercy apparently. For some reason, I thought it was WrestleMania 2000 on 64, but on No Mercy. That's what I was thinking of. But yeah, the similarities between Dominic Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero
are uncanny.
But he came out and tried to, plead his case with Rhea and apologize and beg and grovel, as we expected Dom to be doing quite a bit of. And he was interrupted on the big screen by Liv Morgan. Liv is, her voice was a little hoarse. Had a long weekend in Mexico, and she's always been known to be a screamer.
Is she allowed to say that? Are we allowed to see that?
They have been doing some overtly sexual things
innuendos
at the between 8 and 8:15. Like they're already living on Netflix. They're already making that adjustment.
Is it bad that I looked at my clock and I was like, "What time is 8:15 for me?" Is that bad? I had to figure it out in my head really fast. That's 5.
That's wild to me. Okay, that's one thing. Like my kids, the young ones, they're in bed. They're the 7-year-old's not up at 8 o'clock. Like she's not seeing that. But if I was in your time zone, that's wild. That's a bit much. Like maybe they should save a lot of that for the more of the 9 o'clock hour.
Nah, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. Just
that's true.
Get it out
that's
there.
True. And they were, kind of advertising going into this that Rhea was going to open the show tonight. But
was it since last week, basically, since last Monday.
Much,
yeah.
But this was her first big promo since returning last week, the end of the show. What'd you think? How do you think she came across here? She's clearly leaning more into that face role. Which is funny because before she went out with injury, that dynamic between her and Liv was kind of different. Part of what turned her so heel was hurting Liv, but
Liv did chuck a chair at her on the last episode she was around, too, if I'm not mistaken, and she did take her out from behind. Honestly, my only question going in forward right now is, first of all, is Rhea cleared?
Yes, yeah, they set up the match for SummerSlam tonight.
Okay. Secondly, will she get actually physical and try and tear Liv's head off or Dom's head off before the premium live event?
She said no, sir. She said she would be waiting and that she would. But when you mentioned Dom, I don't believe she took him back as easily as we'll talk about later.
Ooh, see and find out how it happens. Also, that's sign in the background. I didn't see that. I don't remember seeing that in the episode. You see that? I didn't notice that until now because smart. But anyways, no, it's good to see that she's doing more with the whole promo situation, and she's actually, like you said, leaning towards the babyface angle. And not to see anything to spoil what happens later, so I'm just gonna cut myself off there before I see anything that spoils. I want to spoil things, but
no,
I am curious to see how they go. The next match between them will be custody of Dom on a pole match.
They're pulling Russo out for that one, bro.
Before we get in trouble.
They showed Drew McIntyre arriving backstage, and they also had Dom running after Rhea backstage, still pleading with her. Let me explain. Caught me on the counter. It wasn't me. I'm in the shower. It wasn't me.
Banging on the sofa.
It wasn't me. He's pulling it. He's trying his hardest right now.
Next week, Shaggy shows up.
They should invite him.
That would be really so great. Dom has to calls her to the ring, and he comes out singing that song to her. Let's do it.
Dom should just do that. There you go. See, let's go.
Dude, I would actually watch that whole segment.
Right it though. Of course you would. We cover it here. You have to watch it.
No, because it'd be so cool. I know the song, so
But Dom had a bunch of stuff set up for her, and she just wasn't having any of it. Obviously, she was not going to make this easy. No, I don't blame her. Shoot.
I had to.
Yeah, I don't think you did. I genuinely don't.
No, I'm curious to see how this goes going forward in regards to the whole Rhea being, dare we say, mad?
It's fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's keeping our attention.
They were fun segments. Like Rhea's. I'll say this, and I'm going to talk about Damian Priest, a little bit more in depth a little bit later when we get into his promo that he had tonight. But he was like having a blast all night. Clearly,
dude, I wasn't wearing makeup.
Smile this much. Really?
He wasn't.
I did not catch that.
I kind of zoned out. I turned the camera turned to him in one of the segments. I was like, "What the hell?"
You're right.
He's a different one.
He's still not really wearing any makeup. Anyway, but we're going to talk about our next match here, our opening match on Monday Night Raw tonight. The bell rang about 23 minutes into the hour. We had Sheamus and Big Bronson Reed.
Right. You can say it now. You can see the part that bugs you.
Meat on it. Sheamus picks up the win here in just about 8 minutes or so.
That's the part we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. So, Sheamus, when he came back,
it's Fight Night, baby! You're getting better. You're getting the timing back. Almost lost my voice for it, but
I was sitting here. The wife was right over there, guys, and I was waiting to annoy the shit out of her by getting to shout, "Shameful thing, lobster head," and it never came. Why? Why would they change that back? When he came back, it got so... Why? What? Why?
Who'd he piss off?
I thought they were turning him heel tonight. I thought he was turning heel, and that's why they pulled away a shameful thing, lobster head. Too many limes. Thank you.
I'm
mad. I'm mad about this.
Theme songs.
Stop taking away good theme songs. There are like 4.5 good theme songs on Monday Night Raw.
I'll say it like that. I don't remember the names, so I'm sorry ahead of time. There was a person who posted on the Twitter that was like, this is people's reactions at the Royal Rumble. It would go 3, 2, 1, alarm. Music would play, and everyone's like, who is this? And we're getting so close to that again. But like, Sheamus, who did you upset?
Like, I'm glad to see that the tweets are this angry about this, because this is very irritating. Like, it's so irritating. It's like I'm excited about the angle that they're doing here.
Yeah.
But like, I'm so mad about the theme song that it's taking away from the angle.
I'm so close, just like
as you can see here,
theme song ideas myself pretty soon.
Let's tamp the anger down and get some positivity back here. So as you can see there, after Sheamus won the match and his hair deflated greatly, that's how you know it's gone for a while. Just slowly deteriorates. But after Pete Dunne saved his buddy Sheamus and kind of paying him back for saving him last week from Big Bronson Reed's attack. And then, as you can see there, shortly after that, Pete Dunne came back in and attacked Sheamus. Yeah. I'm here for a Pete Dunne Sheamus feud. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really hard hitting.
I was going to say it's going to be a stiff and hard hitting.
And Pete Dunne's going to go over, right? Like,
oh yeah,
Sheamus is going to do this to put somebody he cares about.
It should be 100% Pete Dunne. 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know why you put anybody else.
Sheamus, I don't know how much longer Sheamus has on his career. Yeah. I don't know how much longer Sheamus has on his career, but he's probably definitely getting into that area where it's time to just start putting people over. Like,
what's this?
Sheamus, you got a sec? Listen, I know it was a tough night for you tonight, but do you have any idea why Pete Dunne, someone that you have so much history with, would do what he did out there tonight.
Jack, you don't get it.
None of us do.
Why's Pete Dunne got so much beef with me, huh? All I've ever done is try to help that lad out and lift him up. He's got so much beef. For a vegan lad, he's got more beef than anyone else. I don't get it. I don't get why has everyone got beef with me. I don't get it. Maybe we should ask Pete Dunne what his problem is, because I don't know.
All right, thanks, Sheamus.
You know what's impressive?
I guess Sheamus is just as confused as the rest of us.
That was a 44-second clip. He said beef 5 times.
What I'm still surprised I found out was like, he's 46.
Sheamus or Pete Dunne?
Sheamus.
Oh yeah, okay. Wait, so Pete
Dunne's
Dunne's
older.
vegan? Pete Dunne's a vegan. Can we get that confirmed?
How is Sheamus confused? Does he forgot? Like, he named him Butch.
No,
Brother, you had this coming.
Well, that's the thing. Sheamus is probably confused as to why Pete Dunne. I said this last week. Sheamus, when he walked out on the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus did not walk out on Pete Dunne. He walked out on Butch. Butch can have a problem with Sheamus. Butch does not exist any longer. Butch is dead.
He named him Butch. He owes him money.
How much money? Like a lot? Like
I have about 2 years worth of main roster money.
Damn. But yeah, so we'll have a Pete Dunne Sheamus feud. I'm assuming that's going to be at SummerSlam.
Pre-show?
Oh no, don't pre-show him, man.
No,
Come on.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
No pre-show. No pre-show.
Well, aren't we into the era of them having only 6 matches per PLE kind of thing? Or whatever.
Yeah, but it's SummerSlam though. Like it's not like
we're staying up late, guys.
We'll talk about the Wyatt6 a little bit later. I actually do feel like a hair of mystique might have come away from them this evening, so I'm going to agree in part with some of that, but not in like a super negative way. I just kind of figured this would happen a little bit because they are real
criticism,
people.
Basically.
Not really criticism. I wouldn't even say criticism.
Or constructive.
Just they're it's something that we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But backstage, we had one of our many Judgment Day segments that we are treated to every week.
Okay, I got a problem with these segments.
They what? They finally have a roof and a door, and now you've got a problem.
No, this isn't the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, okay? Or Fresh Prince of Judgment Day. No, why does Damian have the belt on a podium in the background, but everyone else is flexing their belts with side plates?
Well, he was the only one who bought a display podium.
But I don't know.
Was anybody else in that room the world champion? I missed it when anybody else in that room was the world champion of the world. Liv don't belong there. Rhea ain't got no belt.
Well, when she did have a belt, I'm saying.
But Yusta is a rooster from Brewster. Hey, that's but our truth told, man. He say all the time. Anyway, but they catching up, having a good time. Rhea wanted to know why Carlito was there.
I think we all do.
I like Carlito being there. Hey, they signed his ass to a contract. He didn't do anything for months, and then they're doing something with him now. So let's just enjoy it.
That's cool.
But she and Rhea and Dom quarreled a bit more about how apparently he didn't contact her in the entirety of the 3 months she was gone.
What do you think about that? Do you think that's true?
That's rough. That's like for my Office fans out there. When Andy went on his boat trip and was not communicated with Eric during that time, that's a dick move. That's not good.
I think it's partially true. I think he blew her off at times because of another Mami.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Dom ain't looking good. He's not looking good right now. That's for sure.
Plot twist: they're both gonna ditch him. And all he'll have is Carlito.
That's all
it's not bad. Yeah.
That's all you need.
And a roof, at least.
Yeah. Oh goodness! All right, so back to the we back to backstage. Is that where we're at now? Off my trend there. We had Ilya Dragunov approach to Sami backstage, kind of ahead of their title match tonight, and Sami justified basically to Ilya why he wanted to give him a title match this evening, and they just plugged the main event, which we discussed at the top of the show.
Again, I really hope they do well with that match at SummerSlam, the three of them.
Yeah,
that's going to be something to see the three of them.
It'll be a good match. It'll be a good match for sure.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Coming back from there, we had a just absolutely tremendously well done video package about Gunther. Kind of explaining his motivations and that being a WWE superstar was never a dream of his because dreams are a waste of time. It was good for a lot of reasons, and we'll talk about the promo later with he and Damian Priest. But Gunther gets or was beginning to really get a more of a positive reaction, and video packages like this and the way he came across in the promo we'll talk about later tonight, that really pushed him back into that really hard-edged heel lane, and I think that was important for them to do. And again, it was just a wonderfully well done video package. What'd you think of this one, Caesar?
You're taking the words out of my mouth. My only question I got going forward is do we pull the trigger and do we put the belt on him at SummerSlam? That's
logically, yes, I'd say yeah. But also, and I'll talk about this more when we get to the promo, but they made me really like Damian Priest a lot more tonight, but we'll talk about that when we
I'll save my thoughts as we go, but
yeah. This video package, vignette promo, it was great.
They're getting better at their vignettes. Honestly.
It's the production value is just getting better and better. It's fantastic. But from there, we move to an interview from earlier in the day with Zelina Vega being interviewed by Jackie Redmond. During the course of the interview, she was approached by the new and they're still as of yet unnamed team of Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark. Zelina Vega threw some mean girl insults their way, and it's set up for a match later tonight, which we would see next between Zelina Vega and Sonya Deville. Before we get into the match, Caesar, what do you think of this promo, and what do you think of the the teaming of Vega, Deville, and of Deville, Stark,
the three of them. Woo! The three of them, basically.
Yeah.
First thing, I was watching this. I guess the word I could use is the aura coming off of them is something. I don't know what to use for actual words, but you almost want to call them bitches.
I wouldn't.
I'm not seeing I'm not seeing that in a derogatory way. I'm talking like they're the ones that come into the ring, do work, wreck women, and then leave, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they just show up and break bitches and then go, okay, see you guys next week. That's it. So
they're all just they all come across very tough and badass. I like the grouping. There's a real kind of bruiser feel to them.
My only question, because we know Sonya's, we know Shayna's. What's Zoe's MMA type fighting background? If she's got a inkling one, or does she have one at all? Do we know? I'm not too familiar with Zoe Stark's on that one.
I'm not sure about her legitimate background offhand. I'd have to
because Zoe might have something, but I don't know if she does. But again, that's the best word I can think of is the aura you feel with them there in this video, just the three of them in a line.
There's I know Stark too has her detractors. I've been a big supporter of Zoe Stark for a while, but I think she, hey Molly, I think she has a legitimacy to her. I really do. There's something
I like her theme
very
song.
real. She does have a good. She's one of the few good theme songs. But like, I don't know. There's a real badassness to her, and she took some killer bumps at Money in the Bank too.
Killer's an understatement. I'm surprised she could walk after some of them. I feel like eventually they should let these three go into more brutality. There's the word, brutality. Like I'm talking like maybe a steel chair, maybe like something a little more.
There was no damage control, right? No damage control tonight.
Do you think they'll come back and have like a 3v3 with Asuka?
Yeah, because they jumped damage control last week, so I kind of figured damage control would make some sort of move to strike back this evening, but they didn't. But they're also seemingly setting up some further conflict with Vega, and then some conflict with Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, as well as Lyra Valkyria. But we'll get there when we get there. But hey, let's talk about our next match that we just set up for so wonderfully. Zelina Vega and Sonya Deville. Guys, blink and you miss it. I had the match time of this at a minute. I was rounding up. Sonya Deville, her first match, singles match in quite some time after coming back
a couple of years
from injury. She wins in, like I said, just about a minute. Quick squash match here.
I will say it is cool that Zelina's getting more screen time, but it is also cool to see Sonya's back.
Yeah.
So it was like a win-win.
Yeah, and it made sense. And before the as of yet unnamed team of Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark, before they can inflict more damage, they do. Before they can inflict more damage, they were stopped by again another team that needs a name. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. And Lyra Valkyria came out to make the save, and it wouldn't be the last we saw of this group of women tonight. After that, we were back to the backstage, and Dom was a little upset with Priest. He wanted to know why he didn't warn him about Rhea coming back, and Priest said, I tried to warn you, man. I tried to warn you, but you were too busy running around with Liv.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it's not my fault you lied about breaking things off with her. And it was around that time that main event Jey Uso came up, and he asked Priest if Rhea was single and ready to mingle. Yeet. Tell her I said yeet. Like, I guess yeet can mean just about anything you want it to do, right? Skibbity.
This is a messed up yeet, that's for sure.
Oh, that is
yeet. Anyways,
dirty yeet right there. Dirty.
No need to yeet and run.
Dirty yeet. But I think
can I ref that?
Yes, you can. After Uso ran off, Damien kind of got Dom a little more riled up. He's like, "Man, we're talking about that." So Dom got all full of piss and vinegar and ran off to talk to Pearce to make a match for later tonight.
What's going on? What John's got to say?
Nothing. I just wanted to talk about how not bro-like Damian Priest is. This guy, not a friend.
Well,
Dom should learn.
Technically being pushed to the babyface thing sometime.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's you're talking about it on a different level. I'm saying he's a bad friend. That's why he's a bad friend, because there's a puppet pulling his strings. But within the story, he is in fact not Dominic Mysterio's friend. He's Rhea Ripley's friend. So Dom needs to watch his fucking back.
What's really freaky?
Also, does nobody watch this show? Like, Damian Priest was there for weeks. He's with them. Why is he acting like they weren't being manipulated?
I thought I was gonna say a third thing. That's what I was waiting for. No,
hey, one more thing, motherfucker.
John just comes back in. .com. No, it's like if you watch the video here, that he's actually smiling a lot more. He's not wearing makeup. He's actually talking. So dare we say that the heel constructs are kind of coming away, and now he's organic?
Look, start to finish tonight with Damian Priest. I think this is kind of the best I think he's looked personality wise. I enjoyed him a lot more tonight. Like, he felt natural. He felt natural. He seemed like he was having a good time, and
it genuinely like they were like, "Okay, Damian, here's the segment, go," and he's just like, "Yes, El Campeón," and just ran on screen.
Yeah.
Or
hell of a job
you'd
tonight.
say.
But I'm excited to talk about his promo segment coming up. Before we get to that promo segment, Adam Pearce was backstage. He was talking to some referees.
Scrap Daddy.
When Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion,
soon to be double, triple champion.
But he was back there, and Chad Gable came up, and he's like, "I cracked the code." Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas is Uncle Howdy. He demanded to know the details of his meeting, and he said, "Hey, that's privileged information. You want to talk to Bo? He's here tonight. Go talk to him." And that's set up for.
I don't understand. He was dumb enough to do it.
No.
Like, Chad, come on.
No, definitely not in his best interest, and we'll see later tonight why it was probably not in the best interest as he kind of poked the bear. But Braun Breaker still angry about very many things. So tonight he was angry about not getting an Intercontinental title shot. He was angry that Ilya Dragunov was getting the IC title shot, and
always angry.
He flat out told Adam Pearce that I am going to destroy everyone in the match because I'm not in it. And he was like, cool, leave. And he did, but he clearly didn't. I don't know. Well, he told these security guys to make sure he left. I was really hoping that at some point we would just find a security guy just down and shoved in a closet a hitman level.
Shoved into a garbage can, feet kicking out.
There you go, exactly.
Something. But, let Braun do Braun, because he's gonna destroy everything that moves, apparently.
Hey, he's a blast to watch, and I'm here for it. But moving on. Damian Priest made his way out to the ring tonight. He was there tonight to call out his SummerSlam challenger, the King General, Gunther. This promo from Damian Priest and Gunther as well. Gunther's been doing great character work for a while.
Oh, yeah.
But Priest came across so likable and just so real and just so
natural,
man here. Yeah, it was amazing. And he just, like I said, and it was juxtaposed with Gunther apparently hating poor people now. But they made me so interested and so behind Damian Priest. It took one night of this, honestly, and he's going to lose that belt at SummerSlam.
I don't know how else to say this without saying this like it is. Looking at Damian holding the belt in the ring, looks like it's about to fall off his shoulder. That's my only beef.
Yeah.
If I have a real beef with anything. But yeah, let him talk. Let him do his own thing. I'm sick of the I am El Campeon. Acknowledge the Judgment Day. It's
I'm looking forward to him away from Judgment Day. If this is, kind of the preview as to what that's going to be like, a face Damian Priest away from the Judgment Day. I love it. It's just this is just such a much more authentic character, I feel. But also in this, Gunther, like I said earlier, he is well back in that heel lane. Blaming someone for being homeless. This is, and I didn't realize until tonight, I hate his haircut.
I could care less about his haircut. The man can go in the ring and kill people. So
yeah, I love that they're really leaning into him being an Austrian painter. It's the
next
way.
Bob Ross.
If he comes out with some facial hair,
I just need him to say. I just need him to say in a segment I love painting. That's it. That's it. I need one line.
Hey,
we'll take
you
it
know
from
what?
there.
The last time WWE had a heel painting backstage, it was Jeff Hardy. So it'd be cool if they could do a better job.
No, this is great because you set the seed. I love painting, and then one day someone will critique his art, and we'll see the reign. See the reign of Gunther begin for real. Why is he trying to take over NXT? What did they do to him?
Oh God! Why is he annexing developmental? What is going on?
Is SmackDown going to step in and stop this, or like
next week?
Guys, did you see on social media he just kicked the shit out of Rene Dupree?
Oh my God, we're going that
That
way?
is. Well, yeah, it was because that's France. Guys, come on, it's World War II references. This is take a history lesson. But no, this promo was absolutely fantastic. I loved how just vile it made Gunther seem. It clearly aligned the heel face situation here. It was great. It was great. I look forward to the match a lot more than I did before tonight. I really wasn't looking forward to that match at SummerSlam. Hell, until tonight, I was on the side of Damian Priest shouldn't even be the one going into the match. But no, I think Gunther beating this Damian Priest after a couple more weeks of this too, it's going to mean a lot more. It was great. I dug it, and I'm a lot more here for this feud now.
Especially with Damian actually talking from his heart and not from his ass.
That was cool that we got to get that side of Damian Priest and really get people behind him. But there was a line from Gunther where he said, something to the effect of, "I didn't even want to come here, but I had to save this company from people like you being allowed to call themselves champion." And I was like, damn, son, that is very close to an interesting line.
Do you remember when Booker T and Triple H were feuding going into Mania? You gotta walk that line. Oh shit! Okay, God, I love this Twitter feed over here. There were some. You gotta watch how close you walk into certain things.
You people.
Oh
yeah. But no, I'm fine with it. I thought, but for this particular feud, it works. But we'll see how it turns out. I still think Priest should lose, but we'll see. I figure he will. Finn Balor thing seems to be coming to a head.
Yeah. But looking forward to that a lot more. But all right, so moving on, so we covered the Braun and Pearce segments there. Let's see, we got so that'll take us up to the match that was immediately following this promo segment. Damian Priest taking on Braun Strowman. This match went about 8 minutes. The right guy won here. Yeah. Damian Priest picks up the win. Clean. Good strong win for him. Like it is what it is. Like they're finding something to use Braun Strowman for every week.
I would prefer if you just stayed to the side for a bit. Like what's like it just feels like he's just there. Like here's your paycheck, go do something for 20 minutes. And then you can go home. It's like
no, not 20 minutes. 8.
You know what I'm saying? Like just here's your segment. Go for it. Have fun. Here's your whatever you get. Go home now.
Well, I mean, this probably is his role for the most part. He's going to go out there. It's a kind of he's either going to be the feel good house show kind of match. The woohoo, and then run slow as hell.
Stumble.
Or he's going to go out there and lose. And they can say, hey, so-and-so just beat a former world champion, Braun Strowman.
Isn't he like the greatest Royal Rumble belt holder too?
Yep.
Greatest
Royal Rumble. He was Universal Champion. Did he win Money in the Bank?
No. He was Tag Champ.
With Nicholas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, but we are going to move on. Back in the backstage area, Chad Gable was dropping eaves on Otis, Tozawa, and Maxine. They were talking about helping their friend, and he was so pumped because he thought it was him, but it wasn't. It was Xavier Woods. They're talking about helping Xavier Woods, who next week will be tangling with the Final Testament. So I hope
CJ's
CJ can make it next week to talk
everyone.
about the event.
Everyone has to like tag CJ in social medias.
Make sure he is here for the Final Testament.
We have to make that whole segment just about CJ's opinion and of how good that match is.
It'll just be zoomed up on him the whole time, and we won't even say a word next.
I'll get popcorn and hold it and eat it while we're watching.
I saw this segment. It actually made me really sad. This has got to be coming around, right? There's no way they just separated Otis from Chad Gable with no real full payoff, no real thing for Otis, because the trajectory was so clear and easy and perfect, and it only would have taken 1 or 2 more weeks of storytelling before moving on. So I can't understand how or why Otis and Tozawa are talking about fighting the fucking final Destiny or whatever the fuck. I don't care. Testament. Stupid Karrion Kross group. On the bottom of the card, he's willingly choosing this. While Chad Gable and his fancy, shiny new Creed Bros take on the Wyatt6 in one of the more compelling stories of the whole fucking card. How did this happen?
Uh-oh. John's pissed.
It's ridiculous. Look at this. Look at Otis. And they keep coming to find him like backstage or in catering. Like, is this a fucking joke?
He's wearing a sleeveless Michael Myers jumpsuit. You know, it is worth noting none of them were wearing Alpha Academy stuff anymore either.
Nope.
But, yeah, they kind of. I don't really know what they are planning for them right now. Like, clearly they're still keeping the association going, but honestly, every week it goes further, it makes them seem a little less sympathetic too. Like, I'm kind of starting to feel like Otis is a little bit of a dick now. Like, your friend might get fucking murdered. Like, you know this, right?
Again.
Like I understand, like, he was kind of involved with you guys there for like a month and a fucking half. Like, we all make mistakes.
I think this whole, I just think that's the thing, right? There shouldn't be a question of whether or not Otis is Chad Gable's friend anymore. That should have ended. Otis should have killed Chad Gable before this Wyatt thing ever started. Otis should be his own man, because ultimately what's going to happen is they're only keeping him and Tozawa around so that the Creed Bros can eat them. Right. And that sucks. This stinks. That's a waste of a whole act on purpose.
Especially considering like how hot Otis was getting again for the second time in his career.
I just think someone backstage was just laughing at people cheering for Otis. Like, imagine thinking that we're gonna push this guy. You fucking morons. This is disappointing. I hate them for it. It kind of as good as the Chad Gable Wyatt6 thing may or may not be. I can't get over the fact that we let this die.
You know, maybe that's part of my thing tonight, because like, you know, we talked about this, you know, before on our pre-production meeting is what I like to call it. Like, officially, it's just us kind of like talking before we go live. But I'm pretty down on tonight's Raw overall, and I wonder if that's part of the reason. What if there's some like, you know, psychological things here, like where it's just like I'm irritated with some of the directions they're going right now.
I'm just hoping that, like I said before, you've said it, Jot has said it, a few of our boys have said it, that the build up to the show complete trash, and then the actual event will be like amazing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Maybe that's all it is.
I guess. Like, I'll give them more time. I need to learn to be a little more patient.
2 weeks.
I mean, SummerSlam's right around the corner.
So like 2 weeks, basically.
Right around the corner.
She's like, what the hell?
She knows. But moving on to our next match, we had again a tag team that needs a name: Kaden Carter and Katana Chance with Lyra Valkyria taking on Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark with Sonya Deville. I'm a big Lyra Valkyria fan. I would say, firstly, Baszler and Stark picked up the win here in 10 minutes. That makes the most sense. They need to. newly formed team. Well, they've been tagging for a while, but this grouping of the three of them is new. They need to be on a tear for a little bit.
Not
like,
to mention also, Sonya also had a win earlier, so all three of them with a win is a good thing for their push.
Right. I don't know if I really like Lyra running around with Chance and Carter, because Chance and Carter have not done. Thank you. Have not done a lot since being on the main roster. And let me see here. Let me see. I'm trying to. I know I wrote a note on this. Yeah, right here. I wrote, "Get Lyra Valkyria away from that dead weight."
So basically, you're saying that like they should separate her, almost keep her off TV for like a week on purpose, kind of thing.
I don't know. Like she doesn't need to be running around with a tag team that
parties
isn't. Yeah, I don't. I don't think this is good for her. And I was behind her booking. I thought they were giving her good, slow build, strong booking where, she went really deep into the Queen of the Ring tournament, didn't win, but that was okay. Like, she's new to the roster, but I don't like this association. It doesn't fit her character very well. And again, I don't know what the combined weight of Carter and Chance is, but it's dead.
The issue is not even that she's attached to them. It's that they're the cannon fodder for this new group that's clearly getting the push. Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Sonya Deville. Which, by the way, it's really hard for me to accept that all of a sudden Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark's got like this power boost because Sonya Deville is just standing there. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense to me that they're different or more scary now than they were before.
She's like the urn. She's like the urn.
I guess that's like, so it's like, there you you're only so powerful with oh yeah, never mind. I can only make jokes like this in my friend.
Oh no! Here we we'll go to a more PC reference. In memory of the recently passed Shannon Doherty, they're like the Sisters on Charmed. There are three of them now. When they have the three of them together, they are much more powerful. They've all got their own abilities and powers individually, but when they've got the power of three, they can do some really crazy shit.
What are their powers?
And they're really snotty if they get replaced in a reboot. Nasty.
Oh
yeah.
What's
and I don't know who's going to get replaced and be replaced by a Rose McGowan-esque character.
Find out next week
live on USA
under She Radio.
But no, I do like the grouping of those three. But yeah, I want Lyra the hell away from this. Unless like she's going to end up beating like all three of them at once and like she's Superwoman, cool. But that's not happening. So she needs to move away from Chance and Carter.
I'm trying to put like an idea in my head of what the hell they could be doing, but nothing makes sense that's coming into my head about this three-person group.
Yeah, I don't really know. But we'll keep plotting forward, ladies and gentlemen. Even if it's an angle I don't like, hey, maybe it'll turn into something that I did. And maybe I'll be eating crow here in a couple weeks. We'll see. I don't know, though. But save Lyra. It's okay. She's very, 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 very talented. So backstage, we had another Judgment Day segment. Balor and JD McDonough were chatting with Rhea Ripley.
With side plates.
With side plates.
Oh, yeah.
Side plates for CJ, y'all. They're talking about, hey, they got the tag titles back. Sure, they don't really like that Liv's the one that helped them get the match, but they're back where they belong, and that's what really matters. Another segment with the Judgment Day. Cesar, what'd you think about this one? Again, they kind of just kept, kind of pushing the friction between her and Dirty Dom.
Whenever the Judgment Day stuff comes on, I just get the gist of it and wait till it's over.
Now, this was the one where Dom did say, he was talking about getting the match with Jay Uso, and he's like, I was trying to tell everyone that you're still my mom and you belong to me. And Rhea did not like that being worded that way.
Oh, she was so pissed.
Not happy. Not happy at all.
Mm-mm.
And Carlito, after she took offense and stormed off, he just leaned up and said, "It's not cool," because it wasn't cool. It wasn't cool. All right, so we had in the ring General Manager Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Yep.
Adam Pearce stood mid-ring and he announced and welcomed out the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre. And Drew
I thought it was Warrior.
Good mood. He's a psychopath at this point. He's
That's what they called him.
Oh, did he call him? I don't know. To me, when he's a heel, he's a psychopath. When he's a face, he's the warrior. That's how I differentiate. That's how you know. But and he's wearing an awful lot of leather right now. But he comes down, expecting his suspension to be lifted. Pearce talks about how obviously he wants CM Punk. CM Punk wants him. The match can be special. It'll be great, and he'll make it official. He can make it happen. He just needs Drew to apologize to the referees that he harmed. And Drew wouldn't do it.
No.
Nope. He's a heel. He's a cad. He's a dick. He's not going to apologize.
I got a feeling he'll do it like the last week before SummerSlam. If I'm being honest.
The crowd was chanting, "Say you're sorry," which I don't know if I've ever heard a wrestling crowd chant, "Say you were sorry."
I've heard "Hug It Out." I've heard "Kiss." I've heard "These Guys." I've heard, the obvious, and then some. But yeah,
if an audience was going to chant "Say you're sorry," wouldn't it be a Canadian audience? Wouldn't you think that would have happened up in their territory? Yeah,
that's our thingamajig, hey, buddy.
All right. So
is CM Punk cleared? Can this old man wrestle? Are we leading to a triple threat because we need to save the old man?
Well,
I like John's idea.
Can he even wrestle at SummerSlam? Is it going to?
I like John's idea.
The triple threat.
Yeah, because worst case scenario is like if Punk gets hurt halfway through the match, you still got Drew and Seth.
I don't even like this idea. I only mentioned it because it's possible. But can the old man wrestle at SummerSlam? Basically, what Drew said. What I called you Drew. What Tyler said.
I don't know that
I'm saying no.
I don't think he should. I mean, if he's cleared, I'd be really surprised. And if he is cleared, he needs some sort of warm up. I don't know. I think it's looking more like Seth and Drew. They're going to, run that one back. For a second, I thought we were about to get Adam Pearce and Drew.
I would have loved that.
I'm like, shit, Punk can't wrestle, so it's going to be Adam Pearce.
And then eventually it becomes Nick Aldis.
Even if they clear Punk, it's almost clear to me that this is being left ambiguous just in case he can't. So if they clear him and it's so close to the point that he can't get cleared until right before the show, should he even be fucking wrestling?
No.
It's like you're just gonna lose him again, and that doesn't help anybody. And then his reputation is fucked. I don't know if he can recover from that.
At that point, I would hold him. God, I don't even have him do Clash. At this point, it's like, fuck it, wait till Survivor Series.
See, when he
came back and we started doing these recaps.
Fragile mind, fragile body.
Mac is right, actually.
Fragile ego.
Well, let's say they do the three of them, okay, and Punk gets the win just somehow, for example. But gets injured the next day, the following Raw. Then what is going to be gone till Royal Rumble?
I don't know.
Screw it. Just Mac was saying, do the fail safe. Just pull the trigger.
Cinematic. Just give him cinematic matches.
No, he'll still get hurt.
Oh,
Punk, you're supposed to fake it. He's on the ground twitching out or some shit. No, just fail safe it.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But we're about to talk about the latest installment of the Wyatt6 saga. They established that Pat McAfee was given the VHS on the set of the Pat McAfee show.
Mm-hmm.
And so they aired tonight. And we asked a few weeks ago if they would do what they are starting to do tonight, and that is interview each of the Wyatt6 individually and establish how they came about, joining up with the group, being selected or drawn into it, and kind of a little bit of backstory. And tonight we focused on Eric Rowan.
Big Red.
Big Red. And Rowan gave a very heartfelt, jarring interview tonight, and it was again very heavy, moving, like just fantastic work. The video itself looked great. His promo skills were amazing in this. Man, Caesar, what you think?
I couldn't say anything. I just sat in complete awe because they're really pulling on strings. Like the emotions, the feeling, the vibe. It just, again, to quote us earlier, natural and organic.
Mm-hmm.
You can just hear it, whether it's him stopping to wipe his face from crying, or he's just, staring into the abyss and then going, da 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 da. I lost a brother, or I lost this, or this happened. So, yeah, it just felt natural.
It's coming from such a real place for all of them, and it's great. It's great work.
I'm just curious to see if they're doing like member by member. What's gonna happen if they do like Gacy, Loomis, and Cross? How's that gonna go?
Hey, I can't say with certainty how it'll go, but I think it's going to be good. I have faith that what they say in that the exposition that comes out through that, I have faith that it'll be well done and compelling. If nothing else,
by all means, yeah. I completely agree.
I have no idea what it's going to be, but because obviously, Bo's tie to what's going on is obvious, as is Rowan's tie to what's going on. But Gacy, not so much. Loomis, not so much. Cross, not so much.
Unless there's parts of the web we don't know about.
And we'll
maybe they worked with each other over here somewhere. We don't know about it.
I don't know. We'll see. But it's gonna be great though, and they're doing a great job with it. And like I said, tonight was felt like a long show, but this was one of the very, very bright spots in a sparsely lit program.
I think they'll do Loomis next week. I'm thinking Loomis.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I kind of wondered if we were going to get more than 1 week for each one of them, but this seemed to be pretty open and shut for Rowan this evening. But fantastic though.
Maybe he's that one out of the group, and someone else gets like a huge segment, and then someone else gets like a minimal. Mix it up.
Maybe. But moving on to our next match on the card, we had Dirty Dom Mysterio taking on main event Jey Uso. Main event Jey Uso picks up the win here in just about 9 minutes. As you can see there, there was some outside of the ring chicanery and involvement from Liv Morgan, which also summoned Rhea Ripley down to the ring. Human tornado. Furthering the storyline there, Caesar, what do you think of the match itself and the furthering of the story?
It just kept our attention going for a bit until the shenanigans came through. And of course, I love how you knew for a fact that he was going to get kicked in the back, land on Liv. The part that caught me off guard was that Liv rolled him over super fast, like she was ready.
She lives on top. She's doing literal stance with this.
But when Mami's music hit, holy crap! That storm from the entrance down the ramp, it's like, oh man. Ugh.
Yeah, she's gonna tear Liv apart when she gets her hands on her.
She's gonna put Rhea's gonna put her foot in Dom where the sun don't shine and rip off Liv's head. Let's go.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, yeah.
So
how about that weather?
Yeah, right. So not long after they're backstage, it seems that things are moving back to a good place between Dirty Dom and Mami. As Mami,
not just a pull from Liv.
I'm not really sure if it's legitimate or if she's got something up her sleeve here.
I think,
but she did say, I don't belong to anyone. I'm not yours.
But you belong to me.
And handed him the black rose. Nah. But so at least it would appear as things are on the mend for Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley with one single black rose.
And it's plastic.
It'll never die. It'll never die. Actually, we've got a bunch of the Lego botanical sets because those are flowers that will never wilt because they're made of Lego bricks.
Because Lego's awesome.
That is a flippin' fact. Finn Balor would agree. But moving on, we had in the ring Chad Gable doing what he set out to do this evening.
Stupid stuff.
Stupid damn stuff. Dumb ways to
die.
But calling out Bo Dallas, a.k.a. Uncle Howdy. And this wasn't a great idea for him. But he calls him out, and as Bo is on his way to the ring, he is jumped by the Creed brothers, who beat him from pillar to post all the way down to the ring. And they wail on him, and he just keeps laughing and laughing. At one point, he says, "There you are," to Chad as he pummels him in the corner. And, of course, eventually this brings out the rest of the Wyatt6, and eventually the Creeds and Gable flee the scene. Caesar, what do you think of the segment itself? The grouping of the Creeds with Gable?
Whoever was the cameraman, you couldn't see the Creeds when they came out of the entrance. So all of a sudden, Bo just goes crashing down onto the ramp, and you're like, what the hell? And then you see the Creeds. I'm going to probably mix them up. Julius, the one in the black, right? That's Julius, right?
Yes.
That man, every time you look at him, like, when they're all standing together, he'd open his jacket, close his jacket, open it, close it, open it. Like, bro, stop.
That did okay. Oh yeah. That did feel a little. I don't know what to do with my hands. Kind of.
It was more like, yeah. It's like that How I Met Your Mother. He's like, what do I do? Like, dude, just stand there with your arms at your side, then like you're flexing.
Just look intimidating.
I mean, if your pants were longer and your shoes were bright color, it'd be a little more intimidating.
As I watch this segment over in the corner, I have the audio on. I hear Bro Dallas giving the old yeah. I want to bring that up because goddamn, that made me smile. It just didn't occur to me that like we would pay tribute to Brody Lee. I don't know why. I guess it makes a lot of sense. It is the Wyatt family, and two of the main members of the Wyatt family are gone. So that segment earlier with Eric Rowan, and then hear Bo Dallas incorporate those Luke Harper, Brody Lee elements, that was really cool for me. That was that made me care about this Wyatt6 a little more than I had been in the past. I don't know. It was just a small thing. Very cool though.
It was.
Yeah, little things.
Cool. And that's a lot of this angle. It's a lot of the little things. It's the Easter eggs, the attention to detail, the heart behind all of it. And like I said, this is one of those bright spots every week. I don't think they've had a misstep. When I said earlier that I felt that there might be a little bit of the mystique gone, that's just because they're keeping this rooted in realism. And that's not a critique. That's something I'm glad for. I've said, in the past, a lot of the Bray Wyatt ideas, as incredible and grandiose as they are, you get a little too steeped in the spooky supernatural stuff. And while, yeah, this is spooky and it's dark, every single thing they've done can be explained through logic and reason. And I'm glad they're keeping that going this way. I think they're doing a great job. I was nervous heading into it, leading up to the debut, but I can't complain about this. It's something I enjoy week after week.
I don't know if this would be a good or a bad idea. I just thought about is what if they eventually started having like how they did it with Sister Abigail, where she showed up and like didn't do anything, but she just showed up, did a little bit of spooky, and then left. But they did that with the rest of the family members. Like they just showed up and kind of like the VHS tape thing, but with different members.
When do you think we'll actually see a match?
We won't. I mean, like, it won't be a match. It'll be like a
cinematic.
Oh, yeah, that's the word I'm thinking of. Because I don't think you'll see, in this corner, we've got one of the Wyatt6 versus Joe Schmo over here. No.
So you're telling me that we're not going to see Dexter Lumis for the Speed title?
Next month. No, that'd be a waste. That'd be such a waste on him.
Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be like a typical match. Bo would be like, "I'll meet you in the cemetery," or something like that, and then we'd go and duke it out, or they would see you, where the house where Randy burned down Bray's house or something.
We're gonna wrestle in the ashes of the cabin.
That's what I'm saying. Like they'll be very tie-ins that are not just random places. They'll be actual tied-in locations.
They excuse me, I had a fucking stroke. They did the
Jeff Jarrett guy yet? Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah, a full-on STO. No, they did the Eric Rowan segment earlier, and they really made his joining the Wyatt6 so impactful and meaningful that I kind of wonder if they could even do the same thing with any of the other Wyatt6 members. I don't know if making up a story now would be as cool as what Bo Dallas and Eric Rowan bring to this storyline emotionally.
I mean, but you can't have him just be like super honest. Like Joe Gacy just sit there and be like, "Well, I was at NXT and I was with The Rock's daughter and a weird cult angle, and that didn't work. So they had me walking around just making random observations about Mark and Joe Coffey's last name being Coffey." Like, he can't say that shit. Like, they gotta do something. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they just don't talk to them. I don't know. It's one of the things that I will say is a little, pushing my suspension of disbelief is that Nikki Cross has stood in front of Michael Cole multiple times, handing over these VHS tapes, and you're telling me he doesn't recognize her?
Maybe it's makeup. Is the mask and makeup blocking?
She is like 4'11" 3/4.
A little bit specific.
They kind of playing it like we're supposed to know, like, because we all know, they also all know, but then they also try to play it like they don't know what the fuck is going on. So it's kind of weird mix of tone. But
it is an odd mix. But they do it. They do it. They pull it off. I dig it. Like I said, I've enjoyed what they've done so far, and I look forward to it week after week. But Caesar, man, anything else on this or on Raw tonight before we hop into our jobber and megastars of the night?
Like I said, I'm just curious to see where this goes going forward in regards to who shows up with a tape, who does what every episode. Like they just can't be like, here they go, here's the Wyatt6 in a 5 or a 4v4 match. It has to be
they can't do that. That I don't know what
Nikki's eyes.
The end game is, but yeah, no, traditional wrestling
Nikki's eyes
work with those.
You can see Nikki's eyes in that picture.
Yeah, it's cool though. It's cool.
Well, it's even subtle. But anyways, yeah.
But we are here to now talk about something that would typically stink up the joint. But if you're feeling low and you don't want to stink up the joint and you need some sweet aromatherapy, you should pop over to monk.com. DSR10, save yourself 10%. Monk.com, smokable aromatherapy. It is lovely. It is wonderful. It will relax you and have a good day, guys. But so head over to monk.com, get a discount, and order some fun product over there. But that is going to take us into tonight's Monday Night Raw Jobber of the Night for July the 15th, 2024. Caesar, my man up north.
Yep.
Who do you have as your Jobber of the Night tonight?
Dom.
Why Dom?
He's stuck between a rock and a hard place with these two women, and like he thinks he's trying to sound tough, telling Mami he's he owns. Then she's like, "Nah, I own you," and then Liv's like taking control of him, but then runs when Mami shows up. So it's like, oh my god, bro! Like that's all I've got right now for that one. Is
fair enough.
I pity him.
You pity the fool? You pity the fool? I pity the fool.
I pity the fool. I was gonna tell two women every week.
Hey, you know what? I think they should just go full. Gosh, I'm gonna sound so old, but they need to go full like Three's Company here with this, and just like have him be Jack Tripper dating two women at once. He's at the restaurant with them. Mommy's at a table in one corner, Liv's at a table in the other. They don't know the other's there. They can do this. Comedy gold.
That's about what. That's the second time they do that, right? Because I think who did that first? The Flintstones. The Flintstones do it first. Three's Company does it after. Boy Meets World does it in the 90s.
I feel like Jesse. I think Uncle Jesse did that on an episode of Full House. I feel like it's a sitcom trope for sure. It's
great. This particular trope ties back into pro wrestling because it reminds me of the episode of Boy Meets World where he has to choose between wrestling with Vader and going to the date with Topanga.
Corey Matthews. Fantastic. Let's talk about that there. That was Scott Vader was on that. Was Jake the Snake was on those?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I think Mick Foley was on another. This is great stuff. I missed the 90s.
God, the 90s, y'all. But yes. Sorry, I fell off my train of thought on the Jobber of the Night. I got all distracted by the nostalgia and the wonderment of the 90s there, guys. But great choice, though, and my Jobber of the Night, I'm selecting because going into tonight, there were only a few announced matches, and this man was in one of those announced matches. We talked about said match earlier. I don't think we said his name other than when I said who was in the match. It's Big Bronson Reed.
Yep. That makes sense.
That meat planet has like left orbit. Like, I don't know. Like, we didn't even talk about it. He was in one of the only featured matches tonight, and we didn't even talk about him. That's bad.
It's because he's just there now collecting a paycheck. That's it.
Like there's a cucumber in my refrigerator. I'm pretty sure he's colder than that right now.
Oof.
Yeah. Terrible joke, guys. I'm sorry. But seriously, and he's such a good wrestler. He's such a great talent. But like, shit, to rehab him at this point, he'd have to be off TV for a while. Hell, like at this point, I almost feel like just put him back down in NXT for a little bit. Let him play down there for a minute. Just give him something consistently.
No, I can't take him. I can't take him seriously.
No. But yeah, so that's my choice tonight is Big Bronson. You know what? I would much rather Reed be in the power position that Strowman's in. Because I don't like Braun Strowman on my team every week. I think he runs like a fucking Hanna-Barbera character.
He's a Muppet.
A Muppet that sells vodka. So a bad Muppet at that. Because a Muppet shouldn't be selling liquor to children.
Oh, no. So he's like one of those Seth Rogen movie Muppets.
No, so I'm saying right here. Braun Strowman is trying to sell liquor to children.
It's Nicholas. We got somebody check on Nicholas. The former WWE Tag Team Champion, Nicholas.
Oh, no. Things have gone bad for Nicholas.
Oh,
poor Nicholas. God. Oh, no. But let's move on to more positive things. The megastar. Yeah.
I agree with Mac. I'm done.
I wanted to address that earlier because I don't know where it came from, but hey, Human Tornado. That's very cool.
Like, wait. Hold on. Wait, that's actually like the human tornado?
I think I can't tell because this thing won't fucking tell me. But if it's a reference, then good on you. But I like to imagine it is. I can't see that. You know what it is? I can't see a profile picture from my end, from my director end. But
if that
cool
is,
if it
hell
is.
yeah, human tornado watching us, hell yeah. But so megastars, Caesar.
You go first.
Megastars. Okay, I will. I gladly will. My megastar of the night tonight is Damian Priest.
Yes,
that promo was awesome. I wish he could have just been this face Damian Priest, winning this world title. Probably could have done it with the Money in the Bank and the duplicitous way you do that. But like, this is the man that should have been carrying the world championship the entire time. This character, kind of like, a little more tongue in cheek, happy. Still tough though, willing to able to turn that on, able to just feel like he's sticking up for people, like bringing up his having been homeless and like the struggle he had, like it was great. It just made me believe in him a lot more, and like I said, I love what they've done with that, and that's good because he ain't holding on to that title after SummerSlam, and he's going to have something, and that character's going to be what he's going to have. So.
I know. I'm saying this, and it's been a while since I've done this, but yes, I completely 100% agree with you. Tonight is a double win for Damian Priest. He's got the two of us on the same page on this one. What I was also going to add is, like, he felt very natural, organic, and letting him, like, not having him say the same stupid 4 lines or so, it felt good. So I'm curious to see where this goes in the next, 3 weeks? 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
SummerSlam, 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going to go.
Did the words "all rise" come out of his mouth tonight?
I don't think so. I was even more excited.
Yep.
Because that just seems very stupid. All rise, no champion.
Judgment Day is on its way out, or at least he's on his way out of it. I like this face Damian Priest. I'm a big fan of this.
What if Andrade replaced him in Judgment Day?
I mean, it's something to do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But hey, solid choice for megastar of the night.
Woo,
there
we win
on that. And hey, folks watching us live, watching us on delay. We appreciate you guys watching us live, as always, but I want to tell you, if you enjoyed what you saw here tonight, I have fantastic news for you. It's not just Monday nights, guys. We're here every night of the week. We'll be here tomorrow night for NXT. We're going to be here on Wednesday night for AEW Dynamite, on Thursday nights for TNA Impact, and on Fridays for SmackDown, and of course for PLEs when they occur on pay-per-views and PLEs when they occur on the weekends. But also, guys, if you're up late on Wednesdays or ready on Thursday mornings, the DSR flagship is always posted by Thursday mornings. Also, as part of the DSR family, we've got the 3NT podcast every single Sunday. So always check that out, guys. Goodness gracious. The Major Issues podcast also on Thursdays as well. Check that one out. Guys, there's always a lot going on, guys. There's nonstop. You know what? There's Cold Case Project over on YouTube.
There we go.
Check that out. There's something a little different that doesn't have to do with pop culture, comic books, or professional wrestling. Is 4 months a transitional champion? No, it is a bridge champion.
Abridged?
A bridge champion. A bridge. It is not. It's longer than a transition. I say transition is 30 days or less. And then between that and
Walmart.
4 months can't be a transitional champion because then that means Chris Benoit's world heavyweight title run was a transitional run. As bad as it was, people don't remember that. It was actually a very bad B run for a world title. A great moment though at WrestleMania. Damn, man, that's a big thing in the history of this company, isn't it? Fuck.
Yeah. The chase being more satisfying than the follow-up, especially when it's a Mania moment. We have watched that happen a lot. And there's something to be said sometimes. Like once that chase is over, maybe you get that belt right back off of him and let him chase after it again.
I said that with Cody. He should have dropped it to like an evil villain or something. He should have been fighting to get it back already. Austin used to drop that thing all the time. Solo's right there. People are gonna hate that, but he should. Like Solo probably should win. Like narratively, that's what makes sense. Like Solo should win the belt. But people don't understand narratives. They just want to feel good.
Well, but you gotta, the villain's got to get the upper hand in order to have that feel good moment, guys. That's how that works, like if Darth Vader doesn't take off Luke Skywalker's hand, Han's not frozen in carbonite. Spoiler alert on a 40-year-old movie.
Did I tell you the story about Star Wars I had happen to me once?
No.
Okay, it's a simple story. So number 7 came out, was it? Like in the past, how many years now? I can't remember exactly.
9 years ago, sir.
Okay.
9 years ago.
It's been a while.
Yes, sir.
Only reason. So, I was leaving. I went to it. I went to watch it with some friends. We all loved it. All my friends and I were screaming like all this stuff that we were loving about it. So we hop in my buddy's car. We're gonna go for a beer after the movie, and there's people in line as we drive by. The one person's like saying, "Oh my god, I'm excited to watch Star Wars." Like a dumbass, I yell out the window as we're driving by. Ready for this? I yelled at the one person that Spock dies. And I heard her screaming as we're driving away. So either that person believed me or they were telling me to shut up.
Well, I would hope that they were just telling you to shut up because, clearly Spock was nowhere near any of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, if they actually believed me, I'd be like, you shouldn't be watching this movie then if you think Spock dies in Star Wars.
No.
That's the whole thing right there.
Goodness gracious. But yeah, Caesar, man, before we get rolling off the air here tonight, man, tell the good folks that watch us and listen to us where they can find you next and where they can find you on the online world. Not in the physical place where you're at, but on the online.
Oh, thank God for that. Now, as always, guys, I'm sitting here with this gentleman, with John, who's usually here, and our other compadre, CJ, talking about Monday Night Raw. And as always, I'm hanging out with the boys over on the Dynamite review show on the Wednesday, talking all of that stuff, like what's possibly happening in the next few weeks with the Dynamite situation. And of course, you can find me on the social medias at NoobTube. There are way too many platforms to name, so I'm not going to name all of them. I'm just going to say, if you find me and talk to me, cool, let's talk some stuff. But then we have the gentleman to your guys' left, the pro wrestling hipster. Take it away.
That's me. I am Tyler. That is the pro wrestling hipster. And yeah, as you know, here every Monday night, breaking down Monday Night Raw with Caesar and often CJ and often Sean. Always a good time, no matter what we do. And then I'm also here on Tuesday nights, again, with CJ and Malik doing NXT. Really excited for tomorrow night's show. Always a good time as well.
I have a question when you're finished, but go on.
Okay. And then, PLEs and such when I can make it there. And hey, I am at PW Hipster, on Instagram and Twitter. I really don't do anything on there. So if you want to see what I'm doing on social media and you want to see me posting, memes and hot takes and, every once in a while, some news about NXT, that's over on Facebook. And that is the Pro Wrestling Hipster on Facebook. So come find me over there. It's fun, guys. Follow Dirt Sheet Radio and then come follow me. Hit them first.
Of course. Yeah. Of course, follow the main page, Dirt Sheet Radio.
Yes, but before we hop off here, Caesar, you said you had a question.
Well, technically it's a two-parter. First part, what are you excited about for tomorrow night's episode to talk about?
It's NXT, but I will say Obafemi.
There was a down.
NXT. Obafemi, I'm pumped. Will be defending his North American Championship against Duke Hudson, and Duke Hudson was really fiery on the mic last night, and he's a big dude, and I don't think he has a snowball's chance in hell of winning the match, but I think he's going to be good, and I think Duke Hudson is probably going to be on the main roster within the next year and a half, if even that long. He's a big dude. He's got a good look. It'll be a different character. I don't know what they're going to do with him.
It'll be Hud Dukeson.
No, stop that.
If it does, I'm sorry in advance.
But that's definitely something I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night.
You're
they're doing a lot of fun stuff. No. Doing a lot of cool stuff.
Question.
All Ego, Ethan Page is doing a lot of fun stuff in there, But anyway, what's the next question, though?
So, this is hilarious. The perfect way to end this episode. Do you think tomorrow we will say his name?
Yeah! Yeah! After last week, absolutely.
Rumor has it he wants to be on our show. He wants to be on our show. Let's get this going.
I would love for Joe Hendry to appear on our
Let's
show.
manifest it. Let's manifest it in the chat.
They've got that going. The Rascals are back together. Like it's a lot of fun. Like it's cool, guys. So if you're not watching NXT, go do it.
And then come and talk with us on the podcast tomorrow night.
Exactly. But
wow, that idea, right? NXT, then NXT review with DSR.
It's almost like it happens every week.
Oh my god, that's a mind boggle.
Right? But we'll see what happens with that tomorrow night. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for tuning in with us and being here with us tonight. We'll be back live tomorrow.